Good day everyone, David Paul speaking. I know I haven't been doing enough of these videos, but life has been busy. I'm looking at the pound against the dollar this morning. It's at a very interesting level in my humble opinion. Currencies are much more difficult to call in the stock market because we haven't got fundamentals to go on. In the stock market we can look at earnings and earnings safety, and that helps a lot. Here's the pound against the dollar. That's a daily chart, and those of you that are familiar with some of my work will know that I rely very heavily on the work of a gentleman by the name of Richard Wyckoff. And this pound against the dollar would seem to be charting what Wyckoff would have called a spring formation, where we found marked resistance here, which came back and was tested. Market went up, couldn't make a new high, and then it's come back and run those lows. You see how it went down below those lows yesterday. So the premise of Wyckoff's work was that he wanted to actually enter the market at the extremities where the risk was least and the opportunity most. So I'm certainly looking for some form of long trade at this point where I can risk just a little bit and hopefully get an awful lot back. But it gets more interesting when we look at the 4-hour chart. So if I get out of this full screen, go to a 4-hour chart and go back to my full screen again. Well, maybe not. Get my trend line on board, and I see here that I've got quite a marked falling wedge on this particular share down to that share pair down to that level, and it would seem to have broken that wedge. This is what the old floor traders used to call the sweet spot, and as you can see at the sweet spot the market in fact went down below it and then reversed in this really interesting hammer formation, which is a strong formation. Then went up, came back a little bit, and now at 20 to 10 UK time is charting an outside bar. This bar is not over yet, so we need to wait, but the target from this formation, and it's my own work, this is wave 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. And if I draw a line between 1 and 4, that's the target line. So I think there's a high probability that this can actually get up to 31.85 fairly quickly. After that, the daily chart is still saying that there's much more legs than this. But nevertheless, a nice sharp run up to 3180 would be very nice indeed. It's Tuesday morning, and that'd be a really nice way to start the week. I think, folks, wait for this bar to finish. It should finish now at 10 o'clock UK time, I think, and that outside bar plus the hammer is quite a reliable pattern. I would have been happier if I'd been buying right into the sweet zone, which is what I would do when I'm at my best, but I actually only got time to actually analyze this morning. So in my forex trading, I've been trading the forex market for a very, very long time. It's a market that if your entries are not pristine, that you need a stop loss the size of a 27 bus to keep you in the market. So I look at the Wyckoff methodology to try and spot when there's a likely large move where the risk is small in relation to the reward, and do that largely on the daily chart, and then I look at the 4-hourly chart to try and get myself and finesse a reasonable entry. This entry is not as good as I would have liked, but I shall probably be taking the trade. I have no idea what's going to happen next. Just remember, folks, in this business we're not playing chess, we're playing poker. In the game of chess, everything is pretty much defined. If I beat you, it's probably because I'm better than you. But in the game of poker, even the most inexperienced of players can get rewarded with a good hand, and the worst players, the best players, get rewarded with a terribly bad hand. So what we're doing is much more like poker. There are unknowns, and certainly it's quite easy to have a successful trade which has got nothing to do with your process, but it's got everything to do with luck. And it's in fact quite easy to have a losing trade which was nothing to do with your process. It was in fact just bad luck. If you were long copper and your process was good, and the Chinese virus struck, well, you were nailed. It's nothing to do with you, really. So let's see how this goes. I hope this helps, and I'll do my best to try and post more of these, especially on the stock market. Very interesting week on the stock market. Thank you very much. Bye bye.